Eventi reggae, siamo qui al Turin Roots Urban Explosion conKy-MANI Marley. HiKy-MANI, nice to meet you.
Greetings, thanks for having me.
I know you performed in Genoa a few days ago, and you are going to tour in Europe as well as Italy. And how do you feel when you perform in Europe?
You know, Europe is a place I look forward to coming to every summer.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different vibration. It's a pure and genuine energy.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So for me, coming and playing my music and have the European crowd gravitate to it and express their love and vibration, for me is always a wonderful feeling. And you know, this is definitely a step I look forward to each and every summer.
Sure. Yeah. We are glad to hear this. And so you see some kind of difference between the American Jamaican scene and the European reggae scene?
Yeah, there's definitely a difference. You see the difference, you can feel the difference. You know, we know that Europe keeps some of the biggest reggae festivals around the world. So, you know, that alone speaks volume to the way the people embrace this culture and this music. Yeah.
And how about the artists? Maybe you have met some European artists that are some kind of particular in your opinion?
I mean, we meet a lot of artists along the way, you know, and I don't want to single them out because I don't want to miss anyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I've had the opportunity to share the stage with many great artists. You know, and it's something that I enjoy, something that I look forward to. My greatest pleasure is making music. I don't know if you know, but I have an album that we just released with Gentleman.
Yeah, sure.
Called Conversations. And also working on a project now with Alborosie in Jamaica.
Right.
So, you know, just, you know, keeping the spirit of the message alive.
Yeah. Sure. And how about Alborosie? How did you how did you meet?
I met Alborosie before he released his first album, many years ago when he just moved to Jamaica. I was working
10.
at G-Jam.
Yeah.
So I've known Alborosie now for roughly about 15, 16 years.
Wow. Yeah.
Right. We did a early project. We did a project a while back called Adelante, which featured many different musicians from Cuba, from Jamaica, from Europe, and so on and so forth. So, you know, Alborosie is my brethren first.
Yeah. Sure.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's my brother.
He was also one of the writers in your book, Dear Dad. He also made an introduction in the Italian version of your book. Yeah. And this book of yours, it was also translated by Nadia Montanari, a friend of ours, a friend of yours as well. And how did you feel when you got to know that there was the chance to translate your book in Italian as well?
For me, that is great because we want to be heard. You know what I mean? Not only do we want to be heard, we want to be understood.
Sure.
So, you know, having it translated in Italian, I think we also did it in France, for me was definitely something that I was looking forward to, and I'm happy that Nadia was able to get that, you know, accomplished.
Sure. And how about the things you write in your book? You talk very particular about some kind of relations with your family. And how did these relations evolve?
Relationship is good. I mean, we're a family just like every other family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're no different. We fight, we argue, we hug, we kiss, we make up, and we move on.
Yeah, sure. Ups and downs.
Ups and downs, yeah. And at the end of the day, we're all individuals, and you know, we go through different things in life, through different stages, and you know, that was just one of those stages.
Sure.
Yeah.
It was a moment.
Yeah, it was a moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. And you also released in 2014 an album called Maestro.
Yeah.
And there was another one, Marley, your brother Damien. And how did in the single Keepers of the Light, And how do you feel? What's the meaning beyond this tune?
That tune, well, Keepers of the Light is just that. Keepers of the Light is we the people who are responsible for each other. We are responsible for Mother Earth. We are responsible for our own consciousness, and we are responsible for making each day a better day. You know, so a lot of times I think that a lot of people get caught up looking elsewhere for that guidance. You know, some people will look to politics, and which is the wrong place to look.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And we look to other people to guide us when we carry the light within inside us. You know, so it's for us to dig a little deeper, to know we are governed by our consciousness, not by laws.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Laws is there for mankind, for them to manipulate the system. So we are governed by our consciousness. So we carry the light inside of us, and it's up to us to let that light out and let that light shine. So we are the keepers of the light.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good. And do you have a favorite song in this album?
Favorite song? No. I don't have favorite songs, you know, because if I have a favorite song, that means the song before is not as good, and I would like to feel as though, you know, when I'm making my music, in each and every song, I give my all, you know, to each and every song. I dig deep, so I don't want to feel as though one is better than the other.
Yeah, from track one to the last one.
Right. So maybe for the audience, they will have a favorite song, but for me, they're all favorites because they're all, you know, they're all coming from
part of yours.
Right.
And how about the album you also recorded before was Conversations with Gentlemen?
Yeah.
And how did you meet? How did you decide to do this project?
You know, I've been a fan of Gentlemen for quite some time.
All right.
You know, for quite some time now, and you know, I had the opportunity to meet him in France once. We were backstage, just in the passing. And we stopped and, you know, we hailed him up. Actually, my road manager was also his road manager. So, you know, I told her, yeah, I would like to meet Gentlemen. And,
yeah, sure.
you know, we met and we exchanged a few words, and then we met again at the next festival.
Right.
And then, you know, I said to him, you know, maybe one day we should do a collaboration together.
Sure.
So the time came, and I was working on my album. He was doing the project as well. So I reached out to him and asked him for a verse on my album, and at the same time he sent me a song for me to do a verse on. So we kind of, you know, flipped songs, and then after that it was like, why don't we make an album together?
Yeah.
And yeah,
it was like just natural.
Yeah, just natural. And then 1 month later we were in Miami recording an album.
All right.
Yeah.
That's.
But you know, Gentlemen is an artist that I admire, have a lot of respect for, admiration.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a great artist and a great individual.
All right.
Yeah.
That's for sure. And speaking of your music, I find this very particular because you can blend reggae music and other genres like rock, hip hop, country. So the thing is, where does your musical inspiration come from?
My musical inspiration comes from everything around me.
Yeah.
You know, I pull from everything. I try to leave no stone unturned. You know, for me, growing up, it was always, on my musical journey, it was always to making sure that I had an identity, and that not only am I true to the music, but I'm true to myself first. You know, I think that early in my career, you know, coming from the Marley lineage and having that last name, it's almost like everyone has an expectation of what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
You know, and everyone wants to place me in this box that, you know, I'm supposed to sing these songs and they're supposed to sound like this and it's supposed to be tradition. Well, no, I was born in Jamaica, raised in the United States of America, so I was exposed to a lot of music from a very young age, and I fell in love with a lot of music from a very young age. I tell, you know, my introduction to rock and roll, to soft rock, was in Jamaica. When I was leaving Jamaica as a child, we only had one radio station that we would tune into. And I remember moving to America, and my mother bought me this nice boombox, you know, it's this big radio, and so I remember getting it excited, and I plugged it in and turned it on, and I'm tuning into the channel, and the first channel I found, in my mind, coming from Jamaica as a child, in my mind, America only had one radio station as well. So the first channel I tuned into, I left it there. And it stayed there for like a year, and it was all soft rock. It was your Led Zeppelin, it was Guns N' Roses, it was Aerosmith, it was... and so I
plenty of rock music.
Plenty of rock music. And so I fell in love with that genre, and started to gravitate to it. I love the guitars, I love the tones, you know, the raspiness, the realness of the music. And then after that, one day, out of the blue, I decided to touch that tuner again. And I ended up on some hip-hop, and the first hip-hop song that really grabbed me was a song named You Be Ellen by Run DMC. Yeah.
It's impressive. And speaking of cannabis business instead, which is, it seems like many reggae artists are making the step inside of it. It's like your brother Damien, who's got his own cannabis shop in America, and Morgan Heritage as well started this business with cannabis products. So what do you think about this, let's say, this switch to something like more commercial, maybe, even though it's not the good word to say that?
I mean, I think it's a good thing. It's you know, one of those progression. For me, you know, for us and for our belief, marijuana should have never been illegal, you know, to begin with in the first place. So now that it is, you know, on its way to being legal, hopefully globally, then, you know, it's only right that we take part in the business aspect as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because we have been advocating for this plant our entire lives.
Yeah, that also carries many properties.
Medicinal properties.
And apart from the project with Alborosie you told before, are there any other projects for the future?
Yeah, I'm currently working on the Roots album with Alborosie. After that, I'm doing the follow-up to my last album, Maestro. So I have 2 projects that I'm working on in the meantime. You know, we also started shooting this TV series in Miami called Shutters. And I'm also now at the present time writing a script.
It was like the follow-up of the movie who was released.
No, this is not the follow-up of the movie. This is something totally different. This is more like a TV series, 8-episode TV series. So we have a lot of the same actors, but playing different characters.
And in this album you told before, are we going to listen to some new generation Marley as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, absolutely.
I know your son is also into music.
Yeah, my son is into music. My son raps, and you know, my nephews are into music as well. So you definitely will hear some of the new generation.
All right, so let's hope to hear something more from it.
Absolutely.
For now, thank you for your time.
My pleasure.